let's keep them flowing. Where do you come from? Where are you going? What are you feeling tonight? And what are you showing? Where do you come from? 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 Where are you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep them flowing.
Warp drives should blow back if they're
Yeah,
unique ships, right? I mean, it's a
exactly.
different kind of engine altogether. What's
Mm-hmm.
going on, everybody? This is the download. We're talking everything gaming and technology this week. Thanks for joining us. We're coming at you live from Cyborg City, and I'm joined by an awesome panel of content creators and gaming enthusiasts. So let's go through the line and talk about what everybody's been gaming on this week. Oh, Callie's hanging out in the hangout. All right then, Callie. Wilson, what are you up to this week? What have you been gaming on?
What have I been gaming on? That's a good question. Dead by Daylight's just had a new update with a new killer and survivor, and I actually acquired that DLC for myself, so I've been playing a little bit of Dead by Daylight. And what else? Been trying to play some multiverses, but you've seen how successful that is, haven't you, mate?
Yeah.
You've seen how that's going for me.
It's a brutal state of play.
Do we
to
also
say
have
the
that as a
least.
topic today, multiverses and its updates and its state on Xbox? Because if not, I could easily rant about it for 2 minutes later.
No, because my experience has been PlayStation and it works great there. So
Good for you. Great.
yeah,
Great for you.
great for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
It's
You've been
great for
playing
you
a
on
little bit of
Xbox.
High on Life?
Oh yeah,
Get
thank
through
you for
that one
reminding me.
yet?
Yeah, I'm not finished it, but I think I'm in the last chapter, about to kill the last boss. Yeah, it's leaving Game Pass on either the 15th or 16th of this month. So I thought I'd pick it back up. I was already like halfway through it, so I'm going to finish that as well as Bramble, which is another one that's going to be leaving Game Pass on the same date. So if anyone else is planning on finishing those games, get it done in the next 10ish days.
Excellent, excellent. And Jem, thanks for joining us. What have you been gaming on this week?
I've been playing Helldivers 2, been playing Chivalry 2, I've tried a bit of Age of Empires 4, and tonight I'm looking forward to Body Cam when that comes out.
Oh yeah, I got some footage said about that. We're going to take a look at how realistic games can really get. Maker, what have you been gaming on this week? I've seen you've been up to something very shellfish.
Oh my
Yeah, well, it's been a bit fishy. I've been playing Another Crab's Treasure, and having a pretty good time with that. Messed a little bit with Haunty, which is another indie game, and I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 and some Elden Ring. So yeah, all over the place.
Awesome. Getting ready for that martial art combat ability. I mean, that thing looks insane. And from what I've been hearing on the previews, it looks to be pretty cool and unique. I'll definitely be going down that route.
Oh yeah.
SPG, what have you been up to in gaming? Thanks for joining us. This man is a champion and a warrior. A round of applause for this guy for coming out today. Huge shout out to this guy. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you alive, sir.
Yes, sir. I made it. Yeah, man. Just played a little bit of Red Dead 2, and as Jem said, looking forward to Body Cam because that thing looks realistic as hell. That's it.
Oh yeah, man. It looks pretty cool. Thanks for sharing it. We'll get into that later. And Ray, what have you been gaming on this week?
Dude, I am so happy that Octo Traveler 2 is on Xbox. I started playing that. That is oh my god, beautiful, beautiful 2D. I mean, what kind of, it looks like retro 8-bit, but it is just gorgeous game. Been doing a lot of marble snapping. Guys, make sure you pick up Marvel Midnight Sun. It is free. I've been playing that. And today is the open beta for the UFL. So all you footballers out there want to play some football, go check out UFL game, the open beta. You can play it on PlayStation and you can play it on your Xbox Series S. It's open from June 7th to the 9th. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's get into what we got planned for today. We got Summer Game Fest leaks. We got Halo making an appearance on PlayStation. Is this the end of console wars? Because Total Takeover has happened. In addition, we got Tesla removing Steam, Nvidia becoming uber powerful, Photoshop censoring, and Elon Musk and more. So let's get into all these topics with all these awesome people and jump into it. So we got Summer Game Fest happening later today, also being broadcast here on Cloud&Console. Don't miss it, 5 p.m. Eastern. We have some leaks, rumors, and predictions. So I wanted to go over to the main thing is Jeff Keighley coming out there and saying, don't expect any major new game announcement. So tempering expectations right away. Do you think, one, this is a phantom move where he's tricking people and there's going to be massive announcements? Or do you think this is really true and he's trying to temper expectations? So I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to pick on maybe like 3 people at a time here. I'm going to try out this different formula. So we're going to go with David Wilson. What do you think here? Do you think it's a phantom move, or do you think we're going to he's tempering expectations?
I think it's probably accurate. I'm sure there's going to be some surprises there. I'm sure there's going to be some things that on an individual scale, different people might consider big news. But this isn't E3, is it? This is the replacement of E3. This is kind of like the fallout of it, right? It's kind of like there's a reason it isn't called E3 this year. It's because it's not going to be as big. It's not going to be as explosive. Those types of shows are over into these smaller, more individual, more staged out ones throughout the year. I mean, how many shows of like this have we already done, Rue, as panels together in this year? Small individual showcases. We've done a good handful, right? I don't. All that handful would have typically all been displayed at this event, this summer showcase event, and it would have been called E3 with all the things that they're already gonna show, and then maybe more. But that isn't what we're getting. So I think it isn't going to be as big as previous shows because, well, it's a different style of show. But I'm sure there's still going to be some big surprises there. A few, you know what I mean?
Okay, so you think it's a phantom play. Jem, do you think it's a phantom play, or do you think that this is him tempering expectations?
I think I hope it's not phantom. I hope it's him being genuine, because if it is genuine, I like that, because GTA 6 got announced 6 months ago. I want to see GTA 6 gameplay. This guy tells me there's no major new game announcements. It's like, okay, at least I'm not going to expect GTA 6 or any other big titles, and lowering your expectation and going in low, I think that's better. And there's a chance that something there might actually be a big news. Um, that there might be something that I might be excited for. So it's good to lower the expectation. I think it's win-win either way. But if it is Phantom, I wouldn't like that because every time he will just say the same thing because he does this event every 6 months, with the Game Awards and the Summer Game Fest. So it's like next time you tell me this, I'm not going to believe you and I'm not going to watch the event. So I'd rather just this being true, and I think if it is true, I think it's good that he said it.
Well said. Yeah. Definitely he needs to keep that consistency if he wants to bring people back, sell the advertisements, all that stuff, because they are expensive. Maker, do you think it's a phantom play, or do you think he's tempering expectations?
I think he's telling the truth. I mean, he also said that we're going to see a lot of stuff that had already been announced. Which I mean, to me makes sense. I feel like a lot of these other companies want to save their big announcements for their own showcases or their own shows. So I expect it'll be how he says it will be. It'll be good. It just won't be. I think it'll be just like last year where it didn't really have any big announcements, but it was just fairly consistent.
We're kind of getting into the streaming wars at this point with video games, where people have broken off from the mainstream E3. They've created all their own avenues, and now they're slowly going to come back together to form their own big game shows. All right, let's go through some of these leaks, and then we'll see whether the panel here thinks that this will happen or not. Callie, I want to get your opinion here. Do you think Alan Wake's 2 Night Springs DLC gets a release date at the Summer Games Fest? And welcome to the panel, Callie. I see you dropped in.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. You're a resident Alan Wake 2 fan. You've beaten the game multiple times, I believe on the hardest difficulty. Do you think we'll get a DLC release on Night Springs, a release date?
I hope so. I do. I do feel like I have been disjointed from it for quite some time, and I would like to get back into it. So I hope that we do get a release date sometime soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure you will be more excited than ever. SPG, do you think that Starfield's Shattered Space DLC is going to be revealed, and will it pull you back into the Starfield game you love so much?
Well, I'm almost positive you're going to see something about Shattered Space in there. Will it pull me back into Starfield? Probably, just to mess about. But I've already beaten the game and all that. But what's interesting to see if they do show or reveal it is it adding a new faction? How much is that going to matter? Is there going to be any interesting choices to be made? They've already revamped their map. I don't know if you're up to date on Starfield, but they did add a city map now, and they've changed a few things. Shattered Space is also supposed to bring some kind of vehicle transportation for down on the planet. These fixes, of course, and additions, isn't going to make me replay the whole game again. Like, absolutely not. So I don't know. It's not for me, but I'm hoping that there is some change is made that will be more appealing to me. But I definitely think we're going to see it, and we're going to get a release date for it, and all that. So
awesome.
I think that kind of relates to PG is looking forward to something to complain about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I look forward to the DLC rants that is Star. How could they? This isn't even DLC. Everything's still the same. Look forward.
Well,
to
I know
it.
something that will not change. I will experience when I go back and revisit the game a bunch of load screens. Yeehaw!
They probably added more.
Yeah, it's the
They've added
DLC.
Ray, I know there was
Yo.
something you were telling me about. I think they're going to drop at this summer's Games Fest, and that was my twin double. If you want to break down what's free to play for one day only, I believe you were telling me something in the football.
Oh, Christian Ronaldo is the star of the new supposedly FIFA or FC 24 killer, the UFL, the football. Today's the open beta, so I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna mention that and give it a shout out. So, and yes, Rue, you definitely have abs like Christian Ronaldo.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Jesus,
we were
Ray, go get a copy.
separated at birth. We actually look very much the same.
Yes, you
yeah,
guys are both Portuguese gods.
exactly.
There you go.
Oh,
So, now that my head has gotten a little bit bigger, what does, open this up, what does everyone think about Doom going back in time? Obviously, we've heard rumors, that we're getting a brand new Doom game. I think it's inevitable. Do you think we'll even see it at Summer's Games Fest, or do you think Xbox will hold it,
for
close
someone who's
to
out of
their
the loop,
chest?
can I clarify on these rumors? Because I haven't heard about it.
Oh yeah, I
Is it
haven't heard of
remastering?
this
Is it a new
either.
game?
Okay, Maker, I believe you've been probably the most informed on what's happening with Doom here, but Doom's going back in time. Is that correct? Doomslayer is going to the medieval time?
The current rumor is that the game will be called Doom: The Dark Ages and be medieval themed.
Wait, are we saying
Ex-
Dune or Doom? Which one?
Doom,
Like the
D-O-O-M.
sand?
Doom, like Doom
Okay, just-
Slayer.
Yeah, okay. Clarify.
DOOM.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright,
O as in octopus.
thank you.
I know English is hard for you, Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You're working on the first draft of English, so we get it. So what do you guys think? Did you guys know about Doom going back in time? Do you think that's going to be an exciting new twist? And do you think it should have been an exclusive?
Well, as Maker said, it's a rumor at this point. There is a Doom slated, and it would be super interesting. My question is there's got to be guns, right? It's
I
Doom.
was gonna say, what happened to the BFG, bro? What
Yeah,
happened to
yeah.
that? Like,
Yeah, I mean, is this a Zelda thing? Are you going to shoot
Yeah,
stuff
are you
out of
gonna-
your sword?
are you
I
gonna
mean,
get a big fucking sword instead? Is that what it's gonna be? Like a big
maybe.
massive-
I mean, there was a big sword or a hammer or whatever in Doom Eternal, so I don't know, man. But I love Doom. I love the soundtrack. I love the fast-paced action, and I'm all about killing and ripping some more demons. So bring it on.
Yeah, definitely a game that brought difficulty to the next level. It evolved the first-person shooter adventure storytelling. I look forward to Doom, and I hope it comes on PlayStation 5 because I love them haptics. But I want to get into people's thought on a possibly new Xbox handheld. There's been a lot of rumors going along, what they'd like to see. So I want to go through people. I'm going to start at the bottom and maybe go through 2 or 3 of you on what you would like to see out of a new Xbox handheld. I personally, I'm not a handheld gamer, but I hope the Xbox community gets the exact same thing PlayStation got and gets a remote play only Xbox handheld device. Ray, what are you hoping for out of an Xbox handheld?
Better handheld than the Portal. It actually does clouds. It actually does PCs. It actually does everything, and it's at a cheaper price with better graphics. There you go.
Awesome. SPG, what would you like to see out of an Xbox handheld if we see one today?
All right, man. I'm a little old school, man. I didn't have the PS Vita, but I had the PSP, man. When that was like the high point of handheld gaming. I realized they got ROG Allies now and the APUs that can get PC gaming in the handheld, but I'm telling you, man, there is a huge market for something like the PSP. If you could remote play, connect it up to your Xbox and take it on the go, It could be amazing, but what are we probably going to get? We're probably, if we get anything, it'll be like the Portal, to where you can only connect to your damn Xbox. But I don't know. I
It's
still live
coming.
for the days of the PSP, where you could have movies on the go, you had your game library on the go, you could hijack memory cards and do whatever you wanted with your system. It was god tier for sure.
Yeah, Jem, I had to scroll up once I saw
I
that.
saw that.
Maker, what would you like to see out of an Xbox handheld?
I mean, for me, I think ideally like something close to a Series S on the go. But I do know that that's going to be a hard ask. I feel like because I mean, it is hard to have something run like a Series S on mobile. Um, but to me, as long as it can play like my Xbox library on the go, I'd be happy with that. I've a ton of Xbox 360 titles, Xbox One titles, and I want a good machine for that, and maybe have cloud so that I can stream it for future generations, etc.
Oh, well, only time will tell, I guess. Well, let's move on. Is there any Borderlands 4 gamers in here? Or
I
Borderlands
love
gamers?
Borderlands.
Do you think we'll see a
2 is like
Borderlands
game of
4?
the year for me.
I hope so, and if it does, I hope it looks more enticing than the third one.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish the third one. It's the only Borderlands games I haven't finished. I just can't get through
Wow.
the story.
Do you think it's an actual 4, or do you think it's going to be connected to the movie in some way?
Movie game.
I think it'll be an actual 4.
Does anyone know when the movie
Either
takes
that
place?
or
Is the movie like related to the games in terms of chronology?
No, the movies has game characters from like every sequel. Like it might
Oh,
just be a
so
brand new story. I'm not sure, but
I was going to say like its
definitely-
own universe, but it's just kind of Borderlands established.
Yeah,
lore,
it's like
kind
a
of.
yeah, it's just its own universe.
I get what you mean.
Where Claptrap exists as Jack Black.
Well, the thing
Or it
about
could be-
Borderlands 4 though is they already learned from the mistakes of 3, didn't they? But with Tiny Tina's Wonderland, wasn't that like everything Borderlands 3 was meant to be? That's what all the fans say, at least. So I imagine the 4 isn't going to make the same mistakes that 3 did, at least.
well, we don't know.
We don't know, but I'd like to hope, considering they've
Yeah.
released a game since then
Yes.
that did better.
Yes.
Yeah, I can be
Yeah.
optimistic because Borderlands 3, it was just a story that made the whole game bad. But in terms of gameplay, it was definitely the best in the series.
Really.
Yeah, there was a lot of quality life improvements.
that's cool.
Well,
Guns. Borderlands
lastly,
guns.
yeah, the guns are ridiculous. I remember the guns would like yell at me, or there was one gun where you would throw the actual gun, and then it would explode, and then a new one would respawn. So that's something I will say. It was just ridiculous fun. The issue I had with Borderlands is everything kind of looked the same. Like the background looked the same as the enemies, so it was hard for me to differentiate a lot of the time. I just wish they had maybe a different art style for me, or portrayed the background differently. I don't know if I'm colorblind, but that was just my only issue with it. Other than that, it was wild, wacky, and I did laugh while playing it. Final Fantasy 16 is being ported to Xbox. As I've beaten Final Fantasy 16, 100% would recommend if you like huge action, blockbuster destruction. This game is where it's at. However, there are some very low lows where you're going around collecting letters for absolutely no reason. But the combat scenes, out of this world, huge and epic. 100% recommended if you get a chance to play it. Well, that's what I have for some leaks. Is there anything anyone wants to go over? Do you think you'll see at Summer Games Fest?
Kingdom Come 2. I want to hear about this game because
I want to
see more
That would
about
be a
it.
nice
Yeah, I
one,
wanna
but
see
I'm not
gameplay.
expecting it.
No, but so okay. Listen, so if Keely's right and he's not pulling a fast one and he's saying curb your temper your expectations, then more than likely it's a whole bunch of games that have already been slated for release that maybe we haven't seen gameplay of. And
Black Myth Wukong.
I'm excited to see that because a lot of these trailers are all cinematic and you get no representation of what actual gameplay is like.
Just like last week.
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want, I can say stuff that's leaked today.
Give me one thing, Maker, out of your leaks list. That's cool.
Well, one we knew because they had announced already that we were going to hear something about it. The
Yeah.
trailer got just leaked a little early, and the other one was one that was not known to be going to be there. And it does pertain to Borderlands.
So you think we'll get Borderlands 4?
No, we might get a teaser. I don't know.
Hey, can we cross our fingers for a Borderlands live service where it's 5v5?
Oh my god.
Oh, did you just go there? Did you just go there?
my
Hey man, hey, what? Someone can wish, you know.
Let's just say the article that originally speculated that Borderlands 4 was coming is now changing their thing.
Okay.
Anyone's called Border Watch.
Nah, well, it's gonna just expect an entirely different IP.
Entirely different. So is it a different art style? Because honestly, the art style is the only problem I have with Borderlands.
What?
A lot with this new leak, a lot of people are saying that it's not going to be Borderlands that's there.
Okay. Well,
They
I
should
guess.
make
Do you
an
know what I would
MMO.
love to see? What was that Dragon Age game? Raven Guard? The one that's just had
Ooh.
its confirmation? I would love to see a little bit of that.
But
Yeah, we could.
yeah,
Dragon Age. I've seen some things about it. Some talk and whispers. It's a big show.
yeah. But the other one that kind of leaked ahead of time was a trailer for Slitterhead. It had been announced previously, but it's from the creators of Silent Hill, the original Silent Hill.
Oh, Konami?
No. They created their own studio.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. And another
about,
one for the horror genre. Is that going to be like a single player adventure, or is it going to be like a Dead by Daylight thing?
I believe single player.
Oh, that's cool. Well, let's
what about
move it along.
Elden Ring.
Among Us series?
Well,
I heard
probably.
there's talks about Among Us.
They'll
Series.
do an Among Us TV series. Definitely a shout.
Yeah.
Netflix is on there. And we'll definitely see more of Elden Ring. I'm sure they'll want to show off their martial arts because
With it being
I'm
so
excited for
close.
that. I keep seeing so many images and articles talking about how this martial arts class is the bee's knees. But let's move on to the next subject. Nearly 90% of Hellblade 2 Xbox players haven't completed its story.
Damn,
Crazy
I thought
to
it was like
think
a
because
6-hour
it's
game.
it's a short. Well, here they say 7-hour runtime, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours for some, 12 if
Hey.
you love photo mode.
Rudigs, walking makes you tired.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. In defense of the game, I said this from like a year ago, if you remember, that I thought the game was going to be overhyped and too trendy, and there was going to be a lot of people who thought they would be into it, and they're not going to be because it's more of a niche game. But Xbox had it hyped as one of their big things, so it became trendy, even though it's not typically a type of game that would top gross charts. Do you know what I mean? So everyone probably tried it, but out of all the people who tried it, there's probably not a lot of people who cared for that style of game.
I just want to say, speaking of Xbox, I saw people complaining that Xbox barely even advertised Hellblade 2, and people were upset about that.
Really?
I mean, every time I turned on my Xbox, I saw something advertised or I saw something about it. It's kind of weird. I mean, look, I actually beat it. I think I did it about 5.5 hours, and I don't even consider it, to me, and this is my opinion, I don't even consider it a game. It was more of a narrative movie to me, honestly. And then I got to interact a little bit. I don't even considered a game. That's
I mean,
just me.
listen, not very many games offer you the option to select play it for me so you can just watch it. Okay? It's interesting.
Well, Sony's coming out with that feature soon, but yeah, I didn't notice there was an auto fight until Wilson had pointed it out to me. I was like, what?
I didn't know
you
there was an auto
never
fight either.
seen that.
This is purely conjecture, but do you think the number of people, that percent of people on Xbox who didn't complete the game would be so high if everyone knew there was an autoplay feature? Do you think more people might have just let it play itself because there was a lot of expectation for the gameplay to be all that and for it to be this next gen thing, right? And the only thing next gen about it, from what I heard you guys talk about, was the graphic quality.
Let's be 1,000% honest. Most people turned it on because of the game reviews and the graphics, and then they played it for 10 minutes and was like, "What the hell is this shit?" And then stopped.
They let you, but look, let's keep it. But you knew what you were getting. Look, it's like a restaurant. Before you go in the restaurant, they tell you what the game is. If you didn't read, it wasn't a slicing dice platform, all kind. I mean, that's not what the game. That's not what the game was. So
what I'm hearing is that you guys are saying this was just a simulation game. You push the button and you just sit back and relax, right?
If you mean simulating watching a movie, yeah.
It was a puzzle. To me, it was a puzzle.
Okay, no. So if we take it by what SPG just said, it's basically like one of the Netflix games where it's the Minecraft one that they first rolled out, where you would maybe point and click, pick some choices, and then sit back and relax.
Yeah, I mean, if you put the autoplay feature on,
there is combat. It's just not very developed. There is puzzles, but they're very samey.
You have to do the puzzles. You have to navigate. It's just the auto combat in case parrying and attacking.
There's collectibles.
I mean, that seems stupid. I wouldn't have wasted my time on something like that.
You think a lot of things seem stupid, okay?
No, like the whole point of playing games is the whole point of playing games. Like,
are you somebody here who booted it up and didn't finish it?
No, I let it autoplay, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything.
Right. I don't even think he even gave it a chance. I don't think he.
Wait, does Hellblade 2 have
someone push the bullshit button? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
No.
I don't hear a button being pushed. Oh, that's right. It doesn't matter. Like, I wouldn't have lasted.
My main message here, I wanted to break out, was just play the game. All right, there is something here. Ninja Theory did design something. It's like Hellblade 1. It's that same experience. So there is that auto fight function if it's not there for you. But perhaps release it in episodes if you just want people to watch it. That would be the strategy there.
Disservice. The advertising did the game a disservice because it set them up to have connotations that wasn't true. It set it up to be a big thing.
I agree.
That should have appealed to everyone, but it didn't. That wasn't what they made. Xbox screwed them, I think, a little bit in terms of their reviews and people's opinions about it, and things like this article saying most people didn't finish it.
I have to disagree.
Thank you,
because
Maker, whoever.
Well, just because. In the last showcase from last year, they showed a trailer with no combat. It was just her talking to a pool of water, and I'm like, yes, this feels very Hellblade-y. Like even people were like talking about the trailer with the big giant, and it's like you're not really playing like throwing the spears. In that sequence, and I kind of like knew that's what it was going to be. It was either going to just be like you press a button to throw it. It's not going to be.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that they showed features that didn't exist, Maker. That isn't my statement. My statement is that they did a lot of big marketing and advertising, which they did do a lot of big advertising and marketing, and they pushed it as one of like their big entries of this year. Well, sure, it is a great entry, but it's a very niche genre, and it's not the same style of big entry as what you usually see advertised at that level. It was an indie advertised at the level of a blockbuster. Because sure, it had the budget of a blockbuster, especially for those graphics, but it didn't play like a typical blockbuster. So it just set up expectations incorrectly. I'm not saying it lied to people about what was in the game, but they set up
the thing is they did the same thing for the first game. Like a lot of them touted as indie AAA when the first game came out. that's my thing. Is they've always been about tech, like since the first game. Like, and that's I feel like that's what they really doubled down on. You know, visual,
Well,
audio's better. Like
get ready for Hellblade 3
Yeah.
because it's coming. It's
My only
coming.
comment on that would be graphics are fantastic, especially if you can walk around in a hyper realistic world. But if you cannot interact in any way with that hyper realistic world, what does it matter?
Yeah, there's a sacrifice
Yeah.
there. There's a trade-off.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I mean,
moving
that's
along, we've talked a
yeah.
lot about Hellblade in previous episodes. Be
Yes.
sure to check out
Yes.
previous episodes of the download for all of our great discussion.
Rick.
Want to move it
Thank you,
on
Rick.
to Microsoft is reportedly in early stages of working on a remaster of Halo Combat Evolved and is considering launching it on the ultra amazing, fantastical PlayStation 5.
Can I just clarify? Didn't they already remaster this game once? They already remastered this game
Right,
once. I
in
played it a year
the
ago.
Master
but not for-
Chief edition,
And
right?
now,
But
yeah,
now
so
it's
now
coming to the stable, okay?
Now
Now it's coming to the stable.
Oh my god.
All right. Before
Now they're getting the
before we
PlayStation version.
Yeah.
break off into craziness, I look forward to one, expanded PvP multiplayer base,
Yes.
2, haptics on Halo, and 3, this is one of the games from my early childhood where we would all come around to my friend's place, grab 4 Xbox controllers, these big fat things in your hand, and you're playing this game all
Called the
together,
Duke.
laughing, screen sniping each other, just having so much fun. So I look forward to that experience. What does everybody think about the mascot coming through? We're gonna start. I'm gonna randomly choose and select some people. So SPG, Mr. PC,
Yeah, console
Mr.
player.
Listen,
No
I don't-
sides. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go no sides
Yeah.
first.
Listen, man, more Halo for more people is amazing. I think everybody should have a sticky bomb hat. I do. I think everyone deserves one, and I'd like to see their heads go boom. No, man, it's a great game. If the people on PlayStation never got to try it because they never were in the Xbox ecosystem, could be cool for them, man. It's a very outdated game though. So I don't know how that's going to work for every new gamer to turn it on and jump into it because it's kind of dated. But Halo was fantastic. Killing your friends is always fun, and now you can do it with the ponies.
Now, Ray.
Yes.
Ray, you remember the times of LAN parties and hanging out with buddies
so
on this
my-
game. How do you
shout-
feel about
shout
this
out-
coming back?
Shout out to Kevin. We used to do Monday night Halo at each other's houses, and we used to bring our TVs. We used to carry our Xboxes in the cars and go to people's houses. And I used to love sticking sticky bombs upside Kevin's head. As an old
Wow.
head, I would love to experience this on my PS5 because it brings back memories of when I was in my 20s playing in my apartment. So I'm looking forward to it. It's weird. It's kind of weird playing Halo on a PlayStation 5, but I can't wait to relive those memories and better graphics too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a remake, and I want to get Wilson's opinion on this because I believe he is probably one of the most recent of us to complete this game, if I'm not mistaken. Did you go back and play this on the Master Chief Collection when you were doing your run through?
I replayed the whole Halo franchise when you guys were amazing enough to sponsor me and get in my Xbox Series X. Thank you again, fellas. And whole community. But yeah, no, it was one of the first things I played with the Halo franchise, and I started with obviously the anniversary edition because that's 1 through 3 or 1 through 4. But the first 2 games are remastered in the franchise, and yeah, it was great. SPG's right; it is a bit outdated. Not in the way that a lot of games are typically outdated. The controls as an FPS are very typical, but the level design, massive sandboxes without a lot of guidance. It might not suit every modern day gamer, especially young ones, but I'm sure there's going to be a crowd of people like as already mentioned, Sony players who never played Halo before, who've never bothered with Master Chief, or who had an Xbox original but now have PlayStations because they prefer their current IPs, can come back to this original IP again. And as you say, multiplayer was one of the biggest proponents of Halo in the day, wasn't it? Everyone used to love that. So new Halo multiplayer, cross-platform multiplayer, that could be awesome. But yeah, no, to me, it kind of feels silly remastering it again. A little bit. Like, just
Right?
port the anniversary. The anniversary remaster, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Some of the cutscenes from Halo 2's remaster, oh my god, mate, phenomenal. Like watching a modern day movie, but purely CGI. Gorgeous. Seriously. It feels kind of unnecessary to remaster it. But hey, games get remasters left, right, and center at the minute,
David,
don't they? So-
David, you're going to have to come to the conclusion that you're going to have to play your original Xbox exclusives where they play best, which is the PlayStation 5.
This is true. This is true. Nay, all the way. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's crazy to see Halo come onto PlayStation. However, I guess this is the new trend. I wonder what the next console generation will look like now that Xbox is polyamorous. Let's just say it. All right. They're sleeping around with other consoles behind enemy lines.
I just hope that the industry follows suit and we start seeing these PlayStation exclusives. Because let's be honest, fellas, the modern day valuable IPs are the PlayStation exclusives. Like Halo was great back in the day. There was other great Microsoft IPs back in the day, but right now PlayStation have been killing it the past few years, and to see some of those games on Xbox would be great. It would be great, but
My
whether or not it
question to
happens,
you before we leave the Xbox Halo thing is, do you think that the experience you had playing the remaster will still lend itself to the modern day controller? Do you think that, it's not too blocky, it's not too empty, that first game, or do you think people will pick it up today, even given the age of
yeah,
combat
controller
evolved?
wise, FPS wise, it's very, very similar to a modern day game. There was a couple of buttons that were different. Like I think crouch was RB or something like that, and grenade was B. Like there was a couple of weird buttons. But for the most part, it felt very much like an FPS. The only thing that felt outdated was the level design, and even again, like I say, that's not your traditional outdated. It was just very different, kind of hollow, because there were these massive sandboxes that you could explore where you would need to go to very specific areas. But the controls, intuitive compared to a modern day shooter, very intuitive.
All right, thanks for that insight. Now I want to take a look at a game trailer coming out today, and I think this is going to start a new wave of ultra realistic games hitting the market. We have something called body cam. Essentially, that's what it looks like. It looks like your perspective is of the body cam. And I'm stunned by the realism pulled off in this game. It seems like we're getting early access today, and people will get to play up to 2 hours of it, if I'm not mistaken. SPG, do you think that this will bring your PC to its knees? And Jem, do you have any interest in checking this out? So we'll start with SPG. We'll go to Jem, and then we'll touch on Vet's chaos of what he thinks of this trailer. So let's do
Okay,
that.
so I've got an i9 12th gen with like 64 gigs of RAM, and I've got a 4090 and a water-cooled 4090. And let me tell you something. I'm probably going to get 45 frames with maxed out settings. We'll see. I'm going to check it out. I'm buying it today. It comes out in just a couple hours. But what's really interesting about this game is that there's drones, there's PvP against other real players, there's also NPC like level design for you to go through and try to clear buildings and stuff. But it's supposed to be extremely fun with friends, but it's very realistic, much like Warfare, on how the bullet impacts, like you just go down. I mean, you get shot in real life, it's curtains, it's over. You're trying to stop the bleeding and not die. Well, this game's very similar to that, but they also have drones, they have PvP. It looks extremely cool, but it is going to push Unreal 5 and systems. So Hopefully, this game comes out on GFN to where most people can experience it on a 4080 in the cloud. But I'm stoked for this. I want to play it with friends, and I'm probably not going to be very good at it. So bring on the trash gaming. Let's do it.
Jem, do you think this is an early access take a look for you? And how do you think your PC will deal with this if you do decide to purchase it?
I already decided I'm gonna buy it since I saw the trailer. I'm like, yep, gonna buy it. I'm hyped for. Well, for me, it's gonna come while I sleep, so I'll be playing it tomorrow morning.
Wait, Jim sleeps? Wow.
Yeah,
Something new
I
every day.
Um,
Nice.
So, and speaking of performance, this game was influenced by a different game called Unrecord, which came that trailer we all saw like 1 or 2 years ago of the police SWAT team thing, where it looks super realistic. The developers of that game released a tech demo thing where you could just walk around, and when I used that on my PC, it was like running at like 90 FPS on a 3080 card. Like that's actually struggling. Like that's not really good for my graphics card. So I think body cam you probably need like a 2070 or something, or an 8 gig VRAM like at minimum, just to run the game like smoothly. So I think you need like above average to high end PC to run body cam. And the game is developed by two people. The body cam game is developed by two people, and I think the game will sell well. It looks good. I also think because it's developed by two people in a short time, I think the game will be very basic. I'm not expecting a lot of maps. I'm not expecting a lot of game modes or content or level unlocks or anything. I think it's gonna be really basic. I think it's, hey, you're a guy, here's your gun, just shoot people. I think that's what I'm expecting, and then they can add on later on as the game progresses. I think that's about it. I'm just excited to see.
Yeah,
But I have
great
my
insight.
expectations low. I also expect network issues because again, this is just made by two people. Um, yeah,
Can I
we'll see
ask
how
what
it goes.
engine is it on?
Unreal 5.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is like a
Yeah.
display of what Unreal 5 can truly do in the hands of people who care about
Yeah,
graphics.
I don't know if the Unrecord demo is still live. I'll look for it after this podcast and I'll send it on the Discord so you guys could try it on your own home PC.
Oh, my my PC will collapse. I will put mine in a coma.
I wanted
Yeah.
to get Vet's opinion on this because as we go to games that are more ultra realistic, wanted to touch on something. Do you think that games like this maybe spark something in others that may be bringing them back to somewhere not so good the more we cross the forefront of realism?
Yes. Yeah, I think it will. It's a tricky situation with that with
Yeah. Did we lose you?
I feel like that was going to be one of the first times we hear like genuine vet give us like a wise answer, and it wasn't like
Right?
some
Did
wise
I
ass
not-
smart quip.
Did I
Like
not
you
set
set
him
him
up
up so well.
Yeah.
Get
And
him
he
that-
was starting so well. Oh, a vet, man. Internet
that was
connection,
good.
bro.
I'm
we
just
got
saying,
you?
like I knew where he
Okay,
was
there we
going
go.
with it. I knew
There
where
we
you
go.
were going with it. I knew where this was headed. I'm just saying, like, I think it will. Certain people may not be able to play that game because it will affect stuff. But that's just the way that gaming is going. You know, the
Well-
more realistic things get, the more it can trigger. But that's what.
It could also be helpful for police
Yes.
officers that are involved in police action and shootings. They could.
Yes.
I'm not saying this game will help them, but
No,
like
no, I get what
scenarios
you're
like
saying.
this yet to replay could help someone. Yeah.
Yes, it could be used. They could have stuff like that where it could be used as a rehabilitation thing. Not this particular game, but they could use this as the barrier that gets that starts moving things forward for that style of gameplay.
Well,
And
thank
there's
you
Vet's
for
knowledge for the day.
Well, thank you for sharing. I do appreciate everyone's insight, but I want to touch on some technology news before we head out here. Did everybody know that Tesla had Steam integration in their car? Okay, first of all, that's beyond dangerous. No wonder they removed that after 2 years. Are people just throwing on Copilot and then playing video games in their Tesla? Watch
Actually,
out
yeah,
on the road.
What
there
games
was a
can you
guy.
run?
Hold on. There was a
Steam.
guy in
Go
San
right, yeah.
Francisco that got pulled. So there was a guy in San Francisco that got pulled over. He was in the back seat, and yes, he was playing a video game, and they pulled him over. And he says, "Excuse me, but my car, can do autopilot, and I shouldn't have to get a ticket." And so he got a citation, but he still, to this day, drives in the back seat, and he drives all over San Francisco.
Wow.
Crazy.
I mean, ultimately, this is the dream, right? You want to be able to just hit the destination in your car and then not sit there steering the thing. You want to just play your games, get some progress as you're on your way to your destination.
As a
So
matter of
I
fact-
love the idea. Yeah, go SPG.
Rudigs, as a matter of fact, cars are going to be designed different in the future because they will drive themselves. The seats will be facing each other. It's a true story.
Absolutely.
You're starting to sound like iRobot the movie.
Hey, sometimes they get it right.
Just wait when they have like VR and you can imagine, you're in the back seat with somebody while your car's on
we all
autopilot.
know-
All right,
we all know-
Callie, what do you think?
Change subject. Different subject.
Callie, will
Jesus.
you be looking out for Teslas on the road now if you see them driving around knowing that they could just be sitting back playing video games?
No. No, not at all. I've heard downsides of Teslas, and I'm gonna give it a few more years till they fix those portions. But it would be cool though to have an autopilot and just sit back and, because I'll be honest, I have bad anxiety with driving, and I feel autopilot would help me a lot more. Because of my accident, but yeah, I don't know.
Can you imagine being in Michigan and you get in your car and you're like California and you just climb in the back with a blanket and pass out?
I can't.
Coming soon. And you
Under the
know
blanket.
who's going to take us there? Nvidia, as they overtake Apple as the number 2 most valuable company. AI chip manufacturer has excelled themselves in the market. Nearly 150 billion, not million, 150 billion. Nvidia is crazy time rich now, powerful. And they're making the future of AI. Is this too much power to have in one company?
It's going to disrupt your
going on here?
gaming. It's going to
Hold on.
disrupt the gaming market because there's
Ru,
not
are
going to
you
be
gonna
as many GPUs made.
All right,
Is anybody gonna
we'll
quote
touch on
Spider-Man?
we'll touch
Nothing.
on Gem Maker, and we'll open it up to Vet's Chaos again at the end there.
Outstanding.
Gem, do you think that Nvidia taking over as Apple number 2 will make a difference in everyday consumers' lives? Do you think we'll start to see more things powered by Nvidia, like our cars, our AI chips, our consoles? Which way do you think we're going here? And do you think this is good? Maybe that's the question.
I think it's like, I don't want to say too much about my real opinion about Apple. I just think they're a bunch of scammers. I don't want to get into details, but considering that, I find it crazy that Nvidia surpassed them. Just from graphic cards, it's like crazy just because they keep mentioning the word AI and then their stock just increases. I think Nvidia, I don't think them being first isn't going to change anything. Nvidia has always made meaningful progression in gaming and recently in technology. I think that's just going to continue. They showed the trailer just a few days ago. I don't know if you guys saw it, but in the upcoming Nvidia update, or it could be with the new graphic cards, the 5000 series, where when you're playing a game, you can open up the Nvidia AI and the game, like the AI understands what you're looking at. And they showed an example of playing Ark Survival, and it's like, hey Nvidia, how do I tame this dinosaur? And then Nvidia AI knew which dinosaur the player was looking at and looked at the inventory and stuff, like memorized what the inventory of the character had. And it's like, hey, if you mix these two things together, you can create the tameable tool, and it should take you about 10 minutes and whatever. And I thought that was so crazy. Like, that's amazing. I can't wait for that because there's so many moments in my life when I'm playing games and I'm like, I just want to Google, like, what's like just recently when I'm playing Chivalry 2, there's like I'm surrounded by like 30 weapons that I can use as level 1. I just went on Google. I was like, "What's the best one? Which one like people hate the most?" And just use that, piss people off. I don't even need to use Google anymore. I can just ask them video, like, "Hey, which one's the best for beginners?" Yeah, just really excited to see what Nvidia comes up with every year.
This feature is actually coming, unlike the Stadia one.
Yeah, this one's
Oh.
basically like Stadia
Oh.
2.0, but we never got the 1.0.
Damn.
Maker, are you back? I'm not sure if you want to give your thoughts on Nvidia.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Nvidia is making huge leaps and bounds with AI, and I think that's what's really propelling them forward. Because as we all know, AI is the future, whether we like it or not.
I don't like it.
So I think that's why. I mean, they've over doubled in stock price in such a short period of time. Like more like 4 or 5 times. It's kind of insane to see, but at the same time, I'm like I kind of saw it coming with the rise of AI.
And that will be the next era of our generation. Vet, what do you have to say on the rise of AI? We'll give you a minute here.
I got nothing. I mean, we've seen it, we all know how this is going to end. Let's be real. It's going to end all terribly. You're giving companies massive power to do this kind of crap, and it's all going to end terribly. Have we learned nothing from movies? This always ends terribly.
Well,
You're
I
playing
guess we're doomed to repeat.
Exactly. This
I
is just a
have
terrible idea.
I have two final stories here. We're going to get into Photoshop being censored quickly, and then we'll get to Elon uncensoring everything. So, what do you think of? I myself am big into the photo editing sphere, so having Photoshop use this content moderation, I think shouldn't be done. There are plenty of art styles, plenty of cultures that don't agree along the same lines of one particular appointment of moderation. So I think letting this go forward would not be the right thing for art moving forward, and also AI and like language. And we've already done this again in the past where even the Sistine Chapel, they had to go around and paint pants on everybody. And everyone now looks back at that as one of like the worst things that they did in art was removing the raw paintings and adding pants to people. So I definitely think content moderation is not the way to go. But Wilson, I'll get your brief opinion on this, and then we'll move on to the next one if you have something to say.
Well, I think it's kind of just part of the pendulum of society, right? I mean, look back on history, look back on British history or Roman history or any notable history. Russia being one of the most recent ones during the World War and things like that, where these countries get rid of artistic things in favor of more industrial or efficient things, right? Or in favor of a more traditional approach where this needs to be censored and that's a waste of time and that's bad for the soul. We go through these periods of time all throughout history where one ruler will determine that we're going to have a more liberal era and a couple of liberal decades. It's more about partying and being artistic, and the next leader is a bit more of a prude. right? And they want us to shut things down. And now we live in a modern day where it isn't kings and queens of countries who are the leaders; it's CEOs of corporations. So we get to see companies do this left, right, and center. Either act more prudent or act really, really liberally, right? We see Disney being super liberal as well as Google, but then we see other companies like Photoshop making the prudent move. Like it's one of those things that it's kind of I'm on the more artistic side. I don't think the censorship is a good idea. I think people should be free to express themselves how they want. But it's I don't know if you could say it's a sign of the times. It's just about the individual in control of that area, right? In control of either that app or in control of that country or whatever it is. But I'm sure it'll flip around some point, whether it's his son who makes the decision or a different CEO or whatever.
Well said, well said. Well, we have the other side of the coin, and we'll get Ray's perspective on this one. How do you feel about Elon Musk now officially allowing X-rated content after the update to their policies? Are they trying to bring everybody in possible? Are they just trying to garnish as much money as possible? Do you think this is good or bad? What are your thoughts on this one?
He's trying to get that 40 billion back because he lost so much money when he acquired Twitter. He lost a lot of money because a lot of people left, but the porn was always there. I mean, I used to see porn all the time on here. It was always
Did you?
there.
We
Did
have
you
to
really?
question your feed, Ray.
Ray, have a seat.
What?
Have a seat.
Vet. Don't look. Vet shows his feet on OnlyFans. But look,
And how would you know this, sir? How would you know this?
David told me. But
Well,
you know what? They gotta make the only thing is that these kids now have phones, and we really have to be careful because as a father, we got to make sure that there's a lot of wackos, weirdos that are on social media, and we got to he better do a damn good job protecting kids from these wackos and making sure kids are not getting exploited on these social medias.
Protecting. He's gonna be part of it.
yeah. What are you talking about, Ray?
He's gonna do. He's gonna protect. Are you shitting me? If he's gonna, then guess what? Then
Jam, no.
Get ready.
Oh my god.
Get ready for what's gonna happen. Then get ready to see what happens.
I know what's going to happen. I'm just saying.
If he's gonna open that up to the public and have people do this, then he better make sure that he damn well better do something. Do something.
Don't
That's
care
all I
about that. Look at the fucking law. He's been sued by half a dozen different people. He's under investigation by countries, and he doesn't care.
He's gonna get sued. Then guess what? Then he's gonna get taken down for it. Then gotta get taken down.
I wouldn't know. I'm banned from using X, so I don't know anything that's going on over there anymore.
The town square is the town square, right? And we gotta accept all shades of society in the town square.
I don't know. I can't comment. I'm banned on the platform.
And shame on you, Miss Phoenix. Hashtag BBC. Come on now. Shame on you.
Oh.
You can't be. Hey, Ray, let's not start a cultural war here now. We're not shaming other countries. Come on now.
She put it out there. She put it out there.
I want to thank everyone
Elon,
for coming, hanging out with us today.
Yeah,
Let's go down the line and see what everyone is going to be up to this week. Starting with Callie. What's going on with the Callie Drew Voss channel this week? Let the people know.
Tonight, I'm gonna be changing it up. Instead of streaming Boosteroid tonight, I'll be streaming some Dead by Daylight. So come on down and see if you can survive with me.
Awesome. We're gonna have some horror and fright nights. That's what I like to see. And don't forget, people, we have the song coming up soon. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
It's worth clarifying to the audience as well. We typically, like all the panel, don't have a clue what the song is. Rue is the guy who's picking this at the end of the week, surprising us all with whatever he's deciding to mock us with.
Yeah, last week was not a brew made song, but this week I'll take the flack for it. Wilson, what are you up to this week?
Oh, I don't know. I'm taking it easy. I had some good news in my personal life this week, mate. As you know, as half of the panel here know, I had some really good news. So I'm taking it easy. I'm just relaxing. I have no idea what I got planned, but whatever it is, I'll be doing with a smile on my face.
Congratulations to the
Thank you.
on the penis
GG's, Wilson.
on the penis enlargement. Congratulations.
Truly, it's awesome to hear your good
Be
news that you got
thankful for small
recently.
miracles.
Without all the jokes, it's good to have ease of mind there. So
Thank you,
GG's.
Yes, it
buddy.
is.
Thank you. Yep.
Jem, what are you up to this week?
I'm gonna be playing body cam, shoot some people.
Awesome. That's definitely going to be a cool one to see all the footage of that come up. And Maker, where can people find you? What are you up to this week?
I'm gonna be in Discord and Twitter, MakerCast12, and I'll be gaming, getting ready for Elden Ring and another Craft Treasure.
Nice, nice. And if you want to find all these awesome content creators, people alike, they're all in the Discord with the link in the description in the chat there. So click on in, come in, hang out, and find all these awesome streamers. SPG! First of all, thank you for coming out today. It's absolutely amazing to have you. And GG's on taking it like a champ and giving them the finger. So glad to see you.
Yeah, I've taken it like a champ my whole life, Rudix. Yeah, man, you can pop over to Simply Pwned Gaming. I'll be back at it Monday. I'm gonna rest up and recoup this weekend, and then I'll be back at it. And yes, I am going to have some footage of body cam up. We're gonna see how many frames I get and if it melts my PC. Should be fun though.
And gotta give the dubs where their dude SPG wipes the floor in poker on Jeff Janak's stream. So we'll see if we get into some more poker later this week. But watch out for this guy on the table. And Ray, what are you up to this week?
Yo. Well, today is the open beta to one of my favorite sports in the world. I mean, I love football, but there is football. So I'm going to try and see if I can play at Manchester City in UFL. And I'm playing Octo Traveler 2, which is on Game Pass. I'm going to be playing that.
Nice, nice. And Vet, what's going on with you this week? Excellent. Excellent. All right. And everybody, you can find more Cloud and Console content. We'll be covering the Summer Games Fest later on today, 5 p.m. I'll be closing it out with a song. Until next week, take care and be kind out there. All right. See you, everybody. And thanks, everyone in chat. This song's for you guys.
Right.
All right, everybody. We are going to get this song up and running. Thanks for being patient. I swear to you, it will be a treat. Here it is. Special Situationship. Are we getting audio? Yeah. Is it not? Where's the audio? Yeah, the music's not coming up. I understand that. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, let's try to see what's happening here. Not what we wanted to see. Speakers and video broadcasts. Yeah, NVIDIA, why you do me like this? NVIDIA broadcasts. Why is it always sound? Everything should be fine, and we're getting no levels, huh? Okay, let's see. Can we capture this screen? Thanks everyone for hanging out. We will get this going, I promise. Here we go. Let's try to grab it individually. See if this plays. There we go.
Discord one night, bonding over memes, everything felt right. The love is forbidden, oh what a twist. Sneaking around like gamers, you get the gist. Callie and David, love undercover, forbidden romance, can't tell another. Whisper secrets, furtive glances, dodging trouble, taking chances. David loves Callie's terrible jokes. Callie adores David's silly pose. They hide their love from prying eyes, laughing at the rumors, all the lies. Callie and David, love undercover, forbidden romance, can't tell another. Whisper secrets, furtive glances, dodging trouble, taking chances. So here's to Callie and David's tale, love so strong it couldn't fail. With humor and joy to find a way to love out loud, coordinate.
Alright, thanks everybody. That's the download this week.
On Discord one night.
Thanks for joining. Chat, you've been amazing. We've had a bunch of fun today, and this has been so much fun. We'll catch you next week and later on today for the Summer Games Fest. Have a good one. Be safe out there. See ya.
Grove. 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 Why try to believe in me? Why try do I even need to? I die with the season leaves. I glide with the season breeze. True, my mind so easily spooked. I ride just to be the me. Oh, finds hype super decently smooth. Nice type, but as sick as me.